Hi, my name is Fred Satilli. I'm going to introduce a new book to you, a very important book. The book is called The Future is in the Past, and it's true, the future is in the past. All the things that have happened in the past, all these treaties and contracts that have been made by hundreds and thousands of people over the years have brought us to where we are now, which is pretty much a mess. Nobody understands where we are. Nobody understands where the power lies and who has it. And, in my years of activism, people have asked me two questions. The first question has been, who's really in charge? Why does it seem that the government is a puppet that's being controlled by some bigger authority and everything is this way? There's always this hidden power structure in the back, and who are those people and how did they get there? Now, this book answers that question. And the other question that people always ask is, when is everybody going to wake up? When are people going to wake up, face their fear, and take control of their community, their state, and the whole country, and for that matter, the whole world? Why are we under the thumb of people all the time? That's one of the questions that people ask, and this book answers that question. Now, to give you some insight into where these answers come from, decades ago, an immigrant came to this country. And it's interesting that sometimes immigrants can see from a perspective that you can't. And this guy didn't speak good English, and he was confronted with words like jury and constitution. And when he was confronted with jury, he said, what's a jury? I don't know what that means. And he looked it up, and he found out that everybody had a misconception about that. Nobody seemed to know what it meant. And he couldn't believe that we lived in a society where no one knew what that really meant. And the same thing with Constitution. He found out that there was more than one. And he found out the difference between them and why they were created and why with each creation rights were taken away from us. We've been taught one thing by the schools, the government-controlled schools and the government-controlled mass media, and the government's being controlled by the puppet masters. So we're in this situation where we don't know what's going on. This book goes a real long way to telling you what's going on and who's doing it and how and why. Now, if you know a real lot about these subjects already, you're going to still learn from this book, but not a lot. What this book is really for is for the uninitiated, the people who know none of this. They don't know about the Vatican. They don't know about the City of London. They don't know about Washington, D.C. They don't know about all these groups, whether it's the Illuminati or the Rothschilds or the Jews or the Jesuits. Jews aren't just Jews. There's a lot of different kinds of Jews, and there's a lot of different kinds of Christians, and there's a lot of different kinds of people worldwide, and they all have different contracts with different organizations, and it all goes back to one place. And that's what you're going to find out when you read the book. Now, as I said, this is almost like a beginner's book. And what the man wants to do is he wants to inspire you to ask questions. When you read the contents of this book, you're going to be so shocked that you're not going to believe it. And he wants you to challenge. He wants you to prove him wrong. And in trying to prove him wrong, you're going to find out 100 times more than you know about reality. And that's the whole idea. This book is written to inspire, especially the uninitiated, but there's so much in it. I mean, and one of the beautiful parts of this is 265 pages. Well, that's a lot to ask for somebody to sit down and read 265 pages, but this book, because it's independent articles and independent themes, you can open up to any page and just read 2 or 3 pages, and you'll be blown away. You'll say, wait a minute, how, who says what, how, this is the opposite of what I always thought. This can't be true. But it all is. It all is. I've done a real lot of fact checking myself, not that I'm flawless, but so the man, after 15 years of him asking me to write this book and me looking into his incredible catch of articles and clippings and stuff Xeroxed, I could not do it the way he wanted to do it. I didn't know how to. he wanted to make it fun. He wanted to make it interesting. He said, make it fun like a game show so that they get interested and they you know. I couldn't do it. So he gave it his best effort. And his best effort was absolutely amazing. But he didn't write well. He didn't write English well, and he didn't know how to format things. Some of the pictures, the book is full of pictures. Some of the pictures were only 2/3 of the picture. He didn't know how to reduce the size and make it. He didn't have real good help from anybody. One of the big problems we all have, right? No cooperation, no help. Everybody puts impediments when you try to move forward. So he did it his best. And I looked at it, and it was a marvel. And I said, wow, everybody's got to see this. And he said, well, if you think so, Fred, well, please fix it. And I took a pretty good amount of time, and I resized everything and reformatted everything. I did the best I could with the spelling and pronunciation and capitalization. You know, he's got dozens of words in this book that you've never even heard before that are really, really important in legal parlance. And if you say the wrong thing at the wrong time, you find yourself in a contract with a judge that you can't get out of. It's amazing how tricky the world is, and it's all made to trick you and get you and hurt you. And, you know, I mean, just the Bar Association, and there's so much. This is jam-packed. The idea is to inspire you to address the unknown. That's why for his nom de plume we picked UN Owen, unknown. And it truly is unknown. But all the information in this book is fantastic. I hope you get a lot of copies and pass them out to all those people that you know who know none of this, none of this. That's who it's for. It's to inspire people to get up, face their fear, and begin to self-govern based on the outrage that they're going to feel when they find out all the information in this book. The future is in the past, and it truly is. This book was relevant 50 years ago, and it will be relevant 50 years from now, because we're living in a society completely based on the contracts and agreements of the past, and it seems that the people in power are never going to let us escape them unless we make an effort to do so. We're having our rights taken away more and more each day, and this book will explain why, and hopefully we can unite and turn it all around. So I hope I've done a good job in describing it, and I'll leave the Amazon link, you know, in the below, like we always do, right? The links are always below. Give me a thumbs up and all that good stuff. Make a comment. You really shouldn't make a comment till you read the book, but I hope you do. I hope you share it with your friends. That's what it's for. And I guess that's all I should. Just speaking extemporaneously, I've done the best I could. Thank you very much for your indulgence, and I hope to hear from you.